Hey folks, Chad here with Exodus Trail Cameras. It's beginning of July, and Cameron and I are just walking in on a public swamp here in northeast Ohio, getting ready to hang a Exodus render. And as we were walking down this access road, we were kind of BSing a little bit, and um Cameron just kind of mentioned or put the thought into my mind about being a consumer and trying to make an educated purchase of a cellular trail camera or connected device. And sometimes because what we do and how we present our material and the great efforts we go through to try to help educate people, we often overlook at some of the available options out there and some of the marketing stuff, and forget that there's people who don't know about Exodus and haven't been educated on trail cameras or even cellular trail cameras or even standard cameras. So it's always on the forefront of our efforts to help educate people. So because we're out today hanging cellular cameras, we want to touch on three things or three specifications that you really need to look at and compare when you're making a purchase of a cellular trail camera. So yes, you're going to look at all the standard trail camera specifications. You're going to look at trigger speed. You're going to look at the trigger delay. You're going to look at the mode options, whether it has photo, video, time-lapse modes. You're going to look at all that basic stuff. Flash range, detection length, recovery times. You're going to look at all that basic stuff. But with a cellular device, there's a few added things that can often either be overlooked or if you're not familiar, you can kind of get fooled with some specifications. So we want to touch on those three things that I think we feel are most important. Number one is going to be the cost of running the camera, so your data plan. So in addition to your actual purchase, so your upfront purchase of your trail camera, you're going to have some type of associated data plan with your cellular device. Just like a mobile phone, we're transmitting data through a cellular network via Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, US Cellular, whoever that is. They charge for any data to be broadcast or transmitted over their network. So when you're looking at running cellular trail cameras, you need to start looking at and comparing these data plans. You need to know if you are locked into an annual contract or if you can run the camera month to month. You need to look at if there's an added line fee. You need to look at if you're able to run multiple cameras on one data plan, or you need to have an individual data plan for each device. Just inside that one little nugget, there's a lot of things there that you really need to break down and look at and compare apples to apples. Are you paying for X amount of pictures, or are you buying data by the bulk, by the chunk, by the megabytes or gigabytes? So those are just some of the things, like when you start comparing data plans, those are some of the things that you really need to, maybe you need to make a spreadsheet and start comparing what the actual cost of running that camera is. So data plans, that's the number one thing you should be looking for. The second thing that I feel is super important when you're looking at cellular trail cameras, everybody's buying these because they want the information as fast as possible. That's the whole idea behind a connected or cellular device. So with that, transmission times are a big deal. If you want your pictures as fast as possible, you're probably going to be pretty disappointed if you buy a camera and the fast as it'll transmit is 3 or 4 hours. Last spring, so the spring of 2019, we were in Iowa recording some podcasts, and we were able to sit down with a guy, and I'm not going to mention what brand cameras he was running, but we were talking about the Exodus render and talking about what he was running, and he was tickled pink with a 3, 4, 5, 6 hour transmission time, and that's as fast as that camera would transmit the photos to his phone. Now, whether that was bad service or his settings or whatever, to us that's not acceptable. So your transmission speeds and times of what the camera's ability is should be a high priority thing that you're looking at comparing when you're looking at cellular trail cameras. So the third, and again, these are all important things, but I guess from a user standpoint and experience standpoint, this could be the most important. So the third thing that you want to start comparing with when you're looking at buying cellular trail cameras is the ability to control it remotely. Again, the whole point of these things is to hang them, leave them, forget about them, and hopefully kill a deer because of them. Having the ability to control the entire camera through a mobile app, your phone, a PC, a tablet, any connected device, just increases the customer experience or the user experience for that camera. In fact, that it's so important to us that we partnered with a specific software company because that's what they do every day. We build physical products, they do software. And to kind of mesh the two, I just feel like you're really giving up parts or bits of one or the other. So, you're hanging these things up at the beginning of the season. You're leaving them hopefully in the woods for 6 or 7 months, and you're dealing with that mobile app in your phone probably every single day. So the user time and experience with the product is as much through the app as it is through the physical camera. So some apps are free to download, some you have to pay for, but I would strongly suggest if you're in the market for cellular trail cameras, download the app and see if see what the user interface is like. See if it's clunky. See if you have the ability to format your SD cards, the ability to tell the camera to take a photo, the ability to change your settings, the ability to change your upload frequencies. The whole idea of these devices is being able to control it remotely. So, don't overlook comparing the mobile applications, or maybe it's a dashboard on your PC, but go in and look at the software that's using to control these things remotely. That's a big deal, and it's one of the things, probably the most overlooked things, because people go out and make the purchase of the physical product, and that user interface or that mobile application is an afterthought. They never take a look at it until they buy the product, and then physically have to get it activated or registered and get the thing up and running. So those are our 3 biggest priority specifications that you should look for when buying a cellular trail camera. If you guys have any questions on our products, leave them in the comment below. If you have any tips, questions, want to say hi, leave those in the comments. Smash that subscribe button for us and leave a thumbs up.